everything we've talked about with Utah this year, the chemistry issues, how they have fallen off this year. I got to believe that, unless Luka is out for games plural, I think, Dallas is going to end up taking that series in 6 or 7. And then I agree with you with Memphis. I think Memphis is not going to have too many problems with Minnesota. They're not that experienced yet, so I can see this going 6. I don't think it's going to go 7. But I don't know if they're going to beat them in 5 either. I don't know if they're going to gentleman sweep them. I think there could be, another game that Minnesota somehow steals. But Ja absolutely has the ability to go off every night for 40-plus points. And we see Memphis's record without Ja, which is just like the weirdest thing to see. Like, for someone as important and as good as Morant is, to see his team play so well without him, it's just a weird anomaly of like, okay, this is just a good team on its own without having its best player, which is – a rare occurrence in the NBA.
Yeah, I think the one spot that we disagree on is I think Utah is going to beat Dallas. I think Luka being out game 1 is obviously a big deal. But even when Luka comes back, as great as he is, I don't love the Mavs offense in the playoffs because it's a lot of, Luka's the center of the universe, and then all the other guys are trying to make things happen. And typically we've seen that not work out in the playoffs, right? I know the Rockets were able to win a couple series, but James Harden had a better supporting cast around him in Houston than Luka does in Orlando right now. In Dallas right now. And no, the Jazz are they're just a team that's been in the playoffs pretty much every year. And even with the friction of Donovan Mitchell and, Rudy Gobert that we talked about a couple episodes ago, I think they're still experienced enough that they can win that series, especially if Dallas is going to play the way that they played all year, which is, everything centered around Luka. And obviously, you don't have him for game 1. He might be hampered the rest of the series. I don't think it's a great sign that he's not playing in game 1 necessarily. And I just don't think the supporting role is like with those guys just kind of like standing around. I don't know that that's going to be enough to, upset. And they might be favored. It's probably pretty even. I just don't think it's going to be enough to beat a Jazz team who has been together, who does have a guy of their own, who's, a borderline superstar in his own right. And then, another guy who's one of the best defensive players in the league.
Yeah, I mean, unlike the East where I can see a couple upsets happening, the only quote-unquote upset I see happening is the 5 over the 4. And they're so close, even with Luka healthy, I'm sure it's almost a pick 'em. And without him, obviously, I agree with you. I'm pretty sure Utah has to be a little bit of a favorite without Luka Doncic there for Dallas. I don't see Denver pulling off a flat-out upset over the Warriors, and I don't see Minnesota pulling an upset over Memphis.
Until the Clippers get Kawhi back, and then watch
there
out
you
for
go.
this.
Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on a what? Yeah.